这也是。What does voting look like in rural China? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In my previous videos, many of you commented about how beautiful my hometown village is. And some even said, you'd love to live in this beautiful village. Well, if you really became the residents of this beautiful village, won't you want to know how to elect the village committee that manages and services our community? Today, I'm taking you along to witness a real village election in rural China to see how grassroots democracy actually works here. Village committee elections in rural China are held every 5 years, representing an important aspect of village self-governance. During these elections, villagers choose 3 key positions: the Communist Party Secretary, the Village Committee Director, and the Women's Federation Director. According to China's organic law of village committees, all villagers aged 18 and above have both the right to vote and the right to be elected. Before voting begins, villagers must collect their voter registration certificates from their respective team leaders. This certificate serves as the essential credential for voting and contains detailed information about the voter and the election. Early on election morning, the roads around the venue were already packed with vehicles as villagers streamed toward the polling site. This 5-year election holds great significance for residents and even young people who usually work in cities and rarely return home made special trips back to cast their votes. Despite recent snowfall and cold temperatures, nothing could dampen the villagers' enthusiasm for participation. Today is January 31st, 2026. And today is a big day for our village because we're gonna elect our new village committee today. The election will be open at 8:30 and it's almost there. Let's go to check out how we elect in rural China together. At dawn, village committee staff, town government officials, and volunteers had already begun setting up the election venue. Our village is divided into 6 teams, and each team has its own polling station with 4 functional areas: ballot collection, ballot marking, voting, and vote counting. Before official voting began, staff members were still conducting final preparations and checks. At 8:30 a.m., as the host announced the official start of voting, villagers proceeded to their corresponding polling stations according to their team assignments to collect ballots and cast their votes in an orderly fashion. This is where branch I belong to. I vote here. As a qualified voter, I also participated in this election. First, I queued at the ballot collection point with my registration certificate, where staff verified my identity before issuing my ballot.
漂亮不都个后边的。有六，等嘛了。那哪边？
在那叫。
山东我不能了。几张山上？这我没有空的。2张山上。
人家聊了已经。
3张。
这几人啊？
3块。
我那你天天自己啊。
你也来投票哈。You vote today. This dog also want to take part in the election. Then I entered the voting booth. Carefully reviewed the candidate information and marked my ballot. Finally, I solemnly placed my completed ballot into the ballot box, completing my secret vote. Okay, this dog is also finished his voting. Let's go. Since our village has many elderly residents, staff members proactively assisted those with mobility issues or who couldn't read. Watching each villager's satisfied smile after casting their vote, you could feel how much they treasure this democratic right. The voting process lasted nearly 4 hours before concluding. After lunch, the vote counting began. Staff members use large red papers to record each candidate's vote count for each position. Following traditional Chinese counting methods, we use the character zheng to tally votes. One zheng character has exactly 5 strokes, representing 5 votes, making counting both accurate and convenient. After careful and meticulous counting, the results for party secretary and village director were relatively clear, while the competition for women's federation director was quite intense. Finally, each team submitted their vote counting results to the town government officials, who then uniformly sealed all ballots and video recordings from the polling sites for safekeeping. The entire on-site voting and counting process was thus successfully completed. After the town government reviews and confirms the election results, the final outcomes are posted on the bulletin board outside the village committee office for villagers' supervision. And that is how our village election was completed. How are elections conducted where you live? And what similarities or differences do you see compared to our village election process? I'd love to see your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Okay, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.